The Dragon Isles isn't just populated by dragons or just by the Jarradin. There's also many other occupants here in the Dragon Isles that have been here either just recently or for a while, including a fan favorite coming back, the Tuskar.
That's going to be awesome. We've got other cultures there as well in the Dragon Isles. We're going to find out about a civilization of centaurs that predates the ones that arose on Kalimdor much later.
Yes, let's boys, let's
Some
go.
of our favorite characters that we've seen over the last few expansions, such as Rathian.
And whether he's ready to step up into a leadership role, or if there are other alternatives out there that would be better suited to the job of being the aspect of the Black Dragonflight.
I think one thing the players are going to be really excited about this expansion is the new playable race, the Dracthyr.
That's right.
And this is something that Neltharion, before he was Deathwing, before he went full crazy world dragon, that he put into motion.
Neltharion saw those primalists that were kind of breaking away from the aspects and what they wanted. And so in those first experiments, he took the essence of dragons, their strength, their nobility, their wisdom, and he combined it with that
goofy, but I like him.
scrappiness, that adaptability that the mortal races had. And he wanted to use that to create the ideal soldier in his mind, the Dracthyr. Exploration is really one of the key themes of this expansion. We're going to be going to this ancient place that the dragons left behind long ago. So we've made these huge zones with all kinds of places to
really
delve
nice.
into and find little treasures and little secrets tucked away. It's going to be a lot of fun for players to be exploring these landscapes.
And there's so much architectural history and how clearly aspirational was the kingdom of the dragons and how it lost so much. And the themes of trying to return to that, to try to find your legacy, to try to figure out who you were before everything went awry. But there's questions, you know, thematic questions of what does it mean to be true to your legacy? Are we going to repeat the mistakes of the past?
The dragons have had to learn those lessons just like the mortal kingdoms have had to. And I think that's one of the reasons why the dragons see this now as the time that they have to return and they have to step up once again as protectors of Azeroth. We're helping the dragons because the dragons have helped us in the past too. So by using the Explorers League and the Reliquary together, that allows us to delve into some of that history.
That's the original.
And when I look, you know, upon the Dragon Isles and all of its visual splendor, I get so excited.
Is that a big open
for the
zone?
prospect of a truly Azerothian adventure alongside Kalecgos, along with Rathian, Ebonhorn, with Ysera's daughter Marithra, as each one of them is trying to find their own flight.
All right, settings, etc. I like the
Hello, I'm
settings.
Stephanie.
I'm Josh.
I'm Jackie.
And I'm Gary.
And we're part of the teams that are building the first two zones that you'll encounter in the Dragon Isles, the Waking Shore and the Ohn'ahran Plains. The very first zone in Dragonflight you're going to come to is the Waking Shores. It's wild, untamed land. It's waking up around you too, and the elements are just going crazy.
The art team again has hit it out of the park.
You'll see like a lava mountain flowing in through the beach, giant proto-dragons swooping down, gobbling up members of your expedition.
We have such rife opportunities to show elementals rising up because of the crazy magic that's flying around.
The one of the things I love is just how you get to the Dragon Isles, right? So you're gonna get on your boat in Stormwind or Orgrimmar, and the first thing you do is sail between like the dragon ruin architectures. The boats come right alongside each other. You can jump from one boat to the other and just start causing havoc on the other faction's boat.
For those who love PvP, this is a great opportunity for war mode.
It's free for all out there. It's gonna be great. But it's okay. There's an innkeeper on the beach, so that if you're in that situation and you don't want to be in war mode anymore, you can just hop out right there.
The Reliquary and
like
the
war mode
Explorers
getting
League are
in
working
those,
together.
The Horde and Alliance are sending an expedition together. It's not the military, it's not the soldiers.
All
They
feels
have
less
the
edgy.
mandate of nurturing and protecting all life, which means Horde and Alliance, Gorloks, trolls, everybody. So they take that duty seriously. When the Horde and the Alliance come to the Waking Shores, they want to be there to help guide the people through the new land and welcome them. But they're not the only one in the Waking Shores.
There really is only one right answer for the best thing in Waking Shores, right?
What?
This is true. Ducks.
We finally have those webbed feet hooligans in our game. We cracked the technology. We've got
I've
them.
been waiting for so
They
long.
fly.
You should be proud.
Thank you.
It's gonna be awesome.
The Ohn'ahran Plains come right after the Waking Shores. It's so breathtaking at first glance.
The Ohn'ahran Plains are big, wide open plains. And the player is going to be constricted a little bit, and then you see this big contrast of a zone. We don't always get that opportunity, that cinematic moment where the player can have a framed view when they see this area.
Come out and you got that postcard shot of the plains. The centaur might rule the open plains, but the green dragons make their home in the groves. And those groves are absolutely gorgeous.
And how great a job it is that we have where I can take all of this beautiful artwork and build these beautiful fantasy groves, high fantasy. We want to do lots of things with an open plain, and we want to be
how it looks more big and open.
with that. But
Stuff's
we're
been very cramped
restraining
recently.
ourselves by letting the zone sing, letting the horizon tell the story. We certainly couldn't have done that in the vanilla WoW.
No, definitely not. The zones are so big and you can see so far, especially in Ohn'ahran Plains. So we talked to the engineers and we actually increased that distance.
It spurs you on to want to adventure and look through the zone and explore everything.
I have a feeling that there's a portion of chat who just is going to hate anything that happens.
Almost certainly.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kate.
I'm Christy.
I'm Kate.
I'm Sean. We're going to talk today about Thaldraszus and the Azure Span. So Azure Span is going to be the third zone that players adventure through, and it's one of our biggest zones that we've done.
When we first were taking a look at the design, we kept coming back to one of our favorite Wrath zones, which was Grizzly Hills. And we really wanted to take that, but wowify it more. And I don't know if you've ever been up to the Bay Area, but in the morning, that coastal fog comes in and dips down into the redwoods and that sun shines through. That's really what we wanted to encapsulate with this forest. And not only we have redwoods, but we've got all different types of trees. Eventually, it'll break open into this wide open tundra that's just golden and red, and you'll reach up to another level of elevation where you get to see the snow.
This is all very
The
much up
majority of
my
the zone
alley.
is covered in snow and ice. We have
It's
giant
nice, yeah.
frozen waterfalls,
That's fucking pretty.
ice rivers as far as the eye can see.
And also
And Sean,
Tuskar.
I know in the forest we can expect our first creatures. Honestly, all my downtime is probably just me hanging out with the Tuskar.
Lordaeron
So
shield
it's been
in
a
the
little
background.
while since we've seen them.
Lordaeron shield in the background.
The Lich King. They're also getting a nice cool upres for their models,
Shit,
along
you're
with
right.
expanding their culture. So there are going to be male Tuskar, female Tuskar, Tuskar kids. So we're going to fight alongside them, which includes help from a certain group of dragons, the blue dragons. We're going to follow the story of Kalagos, our blue dragon buddy from the Kirin Tor,
Yassified
and he's
Kalagos.
going to be adventuring into Sindragos' archives.
My favorite Dragonflight right now is the Bronze. They've got a really cool area in Thaldraszus, and their magic is time. There's so many cool story hooks that we could dig into there. There's so many cool gameplay options. And we have a little bit of an adventure for players. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Can't wait.
God.
We really wanted it to feel
Bronze
like their
stuff.
old stomping grounds. One of the really cool features is going to be the main city and player hub for this expansion, Valdrakken. It is a culmination of all of the dragon's efforts to put together what a city would look like. So we ended up having a bunch of really fun small vignettes where you see that the blue Dragonflight is hosting a public library, and the red and green Dragonflights both have their own separate gardens.
Breath of fresh
The
air
thing
from
that really
Oribos.
sold me on Thaldraszus
Like, didn't
was
feel
the
like a
initial
city.
concept art we got of
Yep,
Tearhold.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And
It
this
is
is
Tearhold, yeah.
a 10,000-year-old Titan technological
So it
marvel.
was Tear at the top then?
Tearhold
Yeah.
has these awesome aqueducts that actually come out from the structure all the way to the city across the valley. And in the cinematic, there's just this amazing shot where you see Alexstrasza swoop under one of them, and there's splashes of water cresting across her wings. So when players are flying around themselves, they get to have their Alexstrasza moment. What an incredible place, and filled with so much history.
Tearhold was built by Tyr. He was a Titan Keeper back in the day who helped the Aspects fight Galakrond. And when they settled on the Dragon Isles, he built this facility. And even though Tyr's gone, the dragons have held him in reverence. But that was 10,000 years ago, and they've let the Titans maintain the place. An incredible amount of history has happened since then. Flights have been nearly wiped out. There have been invasions, betrayals. Aspects have died. And these are the kind of things that leave marks on a society. So now they're all back here, and they're all here together.
As we were designing the zone and the city itself, we're trying to figure out, how do we tell this? As a player, you probably don't have your own dragon wings. You are going to learn the art of dragon riding.
It's so vertical, and I'm just excited to dive
the
off
idea
the
of a
tops of
mount
towers
actually
and swoop under
feeling like
things.
a
It's
beast.
actually one of the things that we're about to learn
Guild
about
Wars
next.
kind of opened my mind in that big time.
Well, I gotta find out some more now.
Hi, I'm Jake. I'm Andy.
I'm Kali.
And I'm Graham. And I'm really excited to talk to you guys today about the Dracthyr Evoker, our new race and class coming in Dragonflight. The Dracthyr are created by an aspect. They have the ability to wield the magic of all 5 Dragonflights. So Evokers can take advantage of red magic and blue magic and bronze magic.
And to show that, we created a
right,
visual, what we call a prismatic effect. This prismatic effect is basically the coalescence of all their energy as they channel it into whatever spell that they're going to cast.
We really wanted the player to have a physical connection to the cast. We have a new type of spell called Empower, where when you actually hold down the button on your keyboard, it charges up the spell. The longer you charge it up, it might do more damage or hit more targets depending on the spell.
All right.
But it gives
That's
you
an
this
innovation.
really physical connection
That's
and
new.
control that's new for World of Warcraft, and I think is feeling really, really good.
We have
I'm
some
super
great
down for that.
animations. Thank you,
Hope
Andy.
they
You're
add that
love it,
to
Andy.
other classes as well.
feel
That's
physical
fucking
when
cool.
you're casting your spells.
You can actually fly around the battlefield and
Finally
cast
some
while you're
gameplay.
flying.
Let's
Raining
go.
fire and death from above. It's
That's
great.
fun. Gonna get yourself killed a lot using it, but it's
another
cool.
part of feeling draconic is looking like a dragon.
Because you have both your draconic form and your humanoid form. And the
spiral.
customization options for both of them are amazing.
They're very good.
What about color? Just tell me you
tell
can
us about the
change
colors.
color.
You can do a lot of matching. So your visage form can have scales that are the same color.
You can be
as
an
your
aura
Dracthyr
with
form.
beast
But my
mode,
favorite,
basically.
super favorite part of customization for the visage form, hair.
Yeah.
Because I can actually do this in game.
Yeah.
The tech is here.
Visage form, of course. They set that up.
As players make their way through each of the areas of the Dragon Isles, they'll partner up with the Dragonflights to move through the air as they've never done before. You'll notice I did not say flying because flight has a very specific meaning for World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it does.
And we're talking about something new called Dragonriding.
All new animations that go along with the different look and feel of the drakes.
We're aiming to shake up movement with this new system, providing players with a deeper immersion with forces like momentum and gravity.
Completely unique from all the other things they've seen in World of Warcraft. And so we wanted to come up with a movement system that would add
Look
that
at this,
sense
they're
of
making a
physics,
game.
weight, and gravity, like you were mentioning.
And
We knew it
need to
was
see
going
the
to
beta
take
first.
a
I don't
huge
believe
team
this.
effort, not just animation, but it was going to take effects. It was going to take the engineering team, who we rely on heavily, and that combined with some new animations really helps to lend that feeling of physics as you move through the air in ways that you haven't before. And the icing on the cake is going to be some really cool effects that we've added on top of all of that. So for example, when you start hitting, maximum velocity, you're going to see contrails coming off the edges of the wings.
I mean, I'd take that
And then
over
as you do
flying
your
day
rolls
one.
and spirals,
For
and
sure,
build
yeah.
up
This is
more and
actually
more
going to
speed,
be
there's
fun.
going to be some
Yeah,
screen
it's
effects.
gameplay.
And I
on
know
the
a lot of people
display
in chat are going to be
indicate that you're
furious at
reaching
that
maximum
because
velocity,
they think the
which really
main,
adds
they
to
think the world
overall
is
kind of
just a menu.
immersion and the sense of
Go through
reality.
quickly, but
As
Well, this is
players
the
make
kind
their
of
way
change
through
they
the
need to
Dragon
make
Isles,
to
they'll
stop
discover
having it
new
feel like just a
cosmetic
menu.
options to
They have to make it
fine-tune their Dragon Isle
interactable.
Drake's
Make this like,
appearances.
okay, you can only
Things
go
like
so high without getting
snoops,
momentum. So you have
horns,
actual gameplay to
tails,
get up to high
elusive
spots to get
Dragon
the
Isle
chargers,
Drake
as
armor,
opposed to
and more.
coordinates
Can I have
done.
spikes?
Definitely.
Okay.
We want to provide players with all new skills to play with, as those who can use their momentum well can reach higher and higher heights and bring on new, more difficult challenges. Next up, you're going to hear about the talent revamp and the UI changes coming in Dragonflight.
yes.
Please let me uninstall LVI, please.
Hello, my name is Brian.
I'm Crash.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Laura. We are very excited to share we are finally revamping the WoW HUD UI. You have like bigger monitors, and we have better dev tools to work with, so it makes sense to have the revamp right now. We want to respect the players who really like the current UI, but do a modern take to it, removing the clutter and giving more visibility for your gameplay. So the new minimap, it looks bigger, and the health bar is also much bigger. If you look at the action bars in the bottom menus,
language, but
they
it's
have less
definitely
head frames,
better.
and you can really open up your gameplay, so you don't have a lot of your UI in front of you. And
gonna
of
break
course,
every
we want to
add-on.
find iconic pieces from the current HUD, but we want to bring it back in a nice way. So we for sure updating the Griffins. They look so nice now. And the Horde, don't worry, we got you. You're gonna have your version as well. So let's talk about the edit mode.
Nice.
We are putting a mode in that will let players move various HUD elements around on the screen.
So I'm able to move the mini-map, say, from the right corner all the way over to the left corner. Or if I want to bring my action bars from the bottom and kind of put them more in the center by my character, those are all things that I'll be able to do?
Absolutely.
May not
and
need
each of
elf.
those different components will have various sets
Definitely.
of options
For
that
the
you'll be
small
able
things,
to
but-
work with.
Yeah,
They'll be
true.
able to save it, edit it, copy it, name it. Also, it'll remember which spec you're in, So if you're someone who jumps around a lot, as you switch, it will switch to whatever HUD layout you have for that spec.
This is an ongoing project. We're gonna keep working on it. So we really wanna hear back from you.
So what we really returned back to was the idea of trees. But it's actually 2 trees. We have a class tree that offers
only in the chat
different
for a little
class
bit.
utility, and then we have a spec tree that is focused on performing your role, whether that's damage, tank, or healing.
Can I just jump in and say that I personally am super excited about having trees come back. There's a big nostalgia hit for me.
This is an opportunity to put a lot more art and fantasy in the actual talent UI itself.
You have seen that a lot through most recent extensions, but not at the base UI.
We want you to be able to tinker with it. You know, we want you to be able to make a lot of changes at a lot of times and not necessarily have to commit. The power really is coming back to the player. It's not something we want people to feel locked into. And so one of the things that we'll be preserving is the ability to change these talents. We are building a save load feature that lets you create your build, name it, save it, and then load it up very quickly and freely.
Talents were really about the breadth of options. We've made all these different cool things over the years, but when are they at their coolest? It's when players can hold the building blocks of what can make up their class, their spec, and put them together in a way that works for them.
So these are really cool features that we've been working long and hard on, and we're very excited about them. And it's just an early preview of the things we've been doing. We can't wait to see the reaction that you have to them, and please reach out to us and let us know your thoughts on them.
Depends on the implementation specifically of the trees,
we're going
but
to talk about
generally speaking,
professions and
absolutely.
Dragonflight.
Yeah. All right, professions.
Yep. This is interesting.
Yeah, very.
It actually seems
Hi,
like a
I'm Joanna.
major revamp.
And I'm Eric, and we're going to talk about our plans for professions in Dragonflight. Professions have been a staple of World of Warcraft forever, and they've seen lots of really cool incremental updates over their life. But for Dragonflight, we want to do something a bit different. We really want to rethink professions and figure out how to make them part of your identity as a player, if that's what you want. If you want to have something crafted for you, but you don't have the skill or the right profession to do it for yourself, you can have it crafted through a crafting order.
This
You
is
can
like pretty
basically
unique, actually.
browse any
Yeah.
of the
It's
recipes
really
that can be crafted, pick the one you want for yourself, and then you include some or all of the reagents needed for the recipe, including ones that only you can get your hands on. You can find someone in person to do it right in front of you for you, or you can also go to an NPC and using an auction house-like interface, send the order out. If you're doing
awesome.
this, you can pick, do you want to send the order to anyone?
That's
to the
genuinely
public
fucking
order,
cool.
Or do you want to only send it to your
Huh.
guild?
Sorry, I
or
mean,
to a
no, this is
specific
eroding
other
the
player,
social
like a
aspects of
friend
World of
you know
Warcraft. Now
will
you'll never
craft
talk
it
to
really
anyone to
well
get
for
your
you.
stuff crafted.
If you are
As if
really
anyone's done that in
dedicated
the
to your
last like 10
craft, you're going to
years.
be the best at what you do. People are going to come back to you to get certain items. Maybe you're the best at making it, or you always throw in a little something extra. You're also going to be leveling up your profession. It's going to be really great.
So the first time you go to craft, you're gonna notice a lot of different things, but probably the biggest is the introduction of quality, both to your crafted items and your gathered reagents. Quality works in a pretty simple way. If you craft something that's a higher quality, it's just gonna be better. For a piece of gear, that probably means a higher item level. If it's, for instance, a potion, that might mean a more powerful effect at a higher quality.
And we're doing a lot of new things in the UI. We've put a lot of work into it to make sure that the professions feel really special and unique.
And another thing you might notice in the crafting UI that's new is the introduction of stats, specifically to your professions, both crafting and gathering. And this is another
like an FS?
Someone played OG.
Probably
Yes.
the biggest source
Yes.
of your ability to craft
Hopefully.
items at a higher
Yep.
quality is through crafting specializations. We've had crafting specializations in the past, as far back as original World of Warcraft. With Dragonflight,
Yeah, you've got progression.
you
now,
can go out
hopefully.
and earn specialization points in a whole bunch of different ways. So maybe you find an old book on a bookshelf in a ruin somewhere, or a hermit in a cave who can teach you a little bit about your profession. So let's say you're a blacksmith.
Kind of legion-y
You might
in a sense
decide
to me.
that first you want to become an armor smith.
great.
And the more points you spend in armor smithing, the better you're gonna get at crafting all armor.
This also means that if you specialize one way, other people in your guild may specialize in a completely different path. So this means that your guild could have several top blacksmiths and everybody's providing something unique and valuable to the team, which is really cool.
Now that
Crafters
reminds
double
me
your
of
odds.
another update. We're actually adding crafting tables to all the different crafting professions. We're gonna take those, and we're gonna put them all in the main city of Valdrakken, and you're gonna go in there and you're gonna get to see all the different players crafting their items at their cool crafting tables.
That's nice, yeah.
good to
Yeah,
make
it means you're gonna
feel like
walk
an
into the
MMO.
city and you're gonna see like all these alchemists huddled over here, and you're gonna see all these blacksmiths over by the forge.
So far, everything
There'll be
here's
other
good to
players
me.
filling
Like, real
orders
good.
or grabbing
I mean,
orders.
that's
It's gonna be a whole new crafting
way
area
better
that's
than
gonna make you
everyone
feel
crafting
really part of
anywhere
the world.
and around
It
any
just
point of our
seems like a much more lively area than it has in the past.
What I'm most excited about, though, is the gear. We're introducing new types of gear for every profession. And when you go to, say, mine and node, you're actually going to just switch into that gear. It's going to be really great.
You're not going to have to carry that stuff around in your backpack anymore. There's actually going to be dedicated slots for each of your pieces of gear. But I'm a numbers guy. I love progressing. All pieces of profession gear will have those special stats that we mentioned before on them. And as you get your hands on better versions of the gear, it's really going to help you get better at your profession.
I can't wait.
Oh, this seems
Thank you
really
for
good.
tuning in to the Dragonflight Deep Dive.
It's
You've
ambitious,
heard a lot
but
about
it's
the content and changes coming in Dragonflight.
It's truly
and
a
we've got a lot more in
2.0
store for you in the
feeling
coming months.
change.
Until then,
Oh yeah,
we'll see
like
you in
this
Azure.
is it's taken some of the same ideas that they had like back in the day, like the fact you'd be a potion master or whatever else.
Yeah.
But actually putting gameplay into it and putting gear into it and stuff makes that seems so much more interesting to me. That's great.
Might be us.
Yeah. Or that's it.
That's really funny how they just stopped it.
Yep. I was expecting a couple more things, but yeah, no.
Okay.
Until then, we'll see you in Azeroth.
Oh right. Did it? Oh, is this the thing that YouTube Live does where it? Okay, right. So that's their reveal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.